Yeah, I think I'm really proud of our team this year. We went through a lot of adversity throughout the year. We're able to finish strong. We finally started getting our offense clicking at the end. This game was abnormal for a variety of reasons. For those of us who followed through the year, we've run a 6-2 all year, and one of our setters was missing. Just to talk about that, she got a concussion in practice, and so she was out. So we had to switch to a 5-1. I'm really happy with how the team really embraced that and just went after it and tried to overcome. Obviously, it's not easy to overcome against the number 2 team in the country, and Pitt did a fabulous job. They're probably the best one, if not the best, one of the best coach teams in the country, and they execute extremely high level. And we have to obviously match that to be competitive. And we are thankful for the opportunity, and we look forward to watching Pitt and hopefully saying we lost to a national champion.
Questions? Did you think you had them on their heels a little bit in that second set?
On their heels is a tough thing to say against a team that's lost one match all year. I don't think we had them on their heels. I thought we were competing. And we did a good job competing. We were going point for point with them. We make too many errors at this level at this time to compete against teams like that. They don't make mistakes. I mean, they don't. They had a couple missed serves in game one, but they're just used to playing at such an efficient level. I don't feel like they were going over us. They weren't doing anything that we couldn't do. They just played better than us. And that's the team that they are, and that's the team that they are when you watch them against Florida State, Penn State, whoever it is. They're more efficient than everybody in the country. So I knew we were going to have to keep up that level of play, and for us, that's hard. That's really, really hard, and we're aiming for those goals, but we're not quite there yet. We're a work in progress. So I thought I was proud of our team, but I never thought we had them on their heels because I don't think they don't play emotionally like that. There's some teams that do, including some of the best teams in the country that go in ebbs and flows. Pitt doesn't seem to do that from what I've seen of them. They're just consistent and solid, and that's what we talked about all week in practice. They're just going to be there. And we took one little breath, and they were, boom, a couple points ahead, and it was gone. And so, that's how I felt that second game.
You said you had a girl who didn't compete tonight.
Yes.
Concussion.
Yeah.
Did you give her name there?
Samira Blair.
Oh, okay. She's 6'2".
No, we run a 6-2, which means we have 2 setters that run our offense. So our setters never go front row. So we usually have a bigger block, and Pitt did a great job of exploiting our smaller setter up in the front row blocking. And we expected that. She would have been a setter, yeah, and she would have been. It would have allowed our bigger hitters to be in the front row blocking their hitters. Instead, they just went right over our setter, and that's where we lost groups of points of 5 and 7 points. Was we couldn't side out in those rotations as well as we'd want to.
Do you mind if I ask how she got a concussion in practice?
Yeah, she just knocked her head.
On the floor?
Yeah.
How did you guys think you performed better in the second set? You guys were a lot more efficient offensively.
Second set. I don't know. I think when we come to this tournament, it's kind of like we see their numbers, we see the film, we know their ranking, but it's like, how do they really play? So when we get on the court, the first game, I feel like most of the time is like a wake-up call, like, okay, we're actually here, like, we need to get into the rhythm and start executing. So I think after the first set, we start playing more like ourselves, and like after the first set, it's just a lot of, it's not as like nerve-wracking. So I think it just takes a while to get into the rhythm sometimes, which is not the best, but I think it'll get better next year.
I think the biggest thing was the first set. That was literally the first time we've ever put that lineup on the floor. So I think that, combined with the fact that Pitt's so efficient, like if they let us catch our breath, we would have been okay. Make a couple errors and we can catch our breath, and that's what we needed to do that first set of, okay, this is where people go and this is how things are working out. And they just never let us catch our breath, and kudos to them. That's going to serve them well in the future. But I don't think there was anything that much different besides us just being able to settle down. Kira's been with us for 4 years and playing a lot of time on the court. Journey Tipton's played a lot of time on the court. But outside those two, everybody that was on the court tonight, this is really their first NCAA tournament playing. We had some people that were on the bench in the last couple of years that have been able to step into roles. We had a bunch of freshmen playing. it was everybody's sort of first round, so we were relying heavily on those two to step in and lead. But it's an awe-inspiring thing when you come in to play a top-ranked team in their home court, in their arena, at the NCAA tournament, and it's your first time, and it's just like, whew, needed a second, take a breath, and then we were able to come back and put things together in game 2.
Since you came here, you guys have been to a lot of tournaments, especially the last 5 years. How did this Pitt team compare to the rest of the teams you faced?
I think in preseason we play a lot of like top 50 teams, and we usually do play better, I would say, in preseason against them because I think like they have everything to lose coming into this tournament. So when we see them here, they're working 10 times harder than they are in preseason because they want to win. So I think it's like it's a different level. I want to say it's like a different
Everybody stepped up
atmosphere.
at this time of year.
Yeah, everyone they're just stepping up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else has stepped. I mean, you can look at all the teams we've played over the course of the year, not just at the tournament of Penn State, Stanford, Pitt, Wisconsin, all those types of schools. And like I said, the difference with Pitt and what's so impressive about what Dan's done here is he hasn't gotten the top 10 or top 5 kids like when we go play Penn State. Those are the elite of the elite athletes in the country. He has very good athletes, but they're not those athletes. They're athletes that you look at and you're like, okay, they're good, but they're so well coached and so efficient that they are able to execute very well out of system. They don't particularly pass super well, but it doesn't matter because they always get the ball in system and get the ball to swing, a hard swing, whether it's left or right side. When they get the ball to their middles are terminal, and they have a balanced offense. It's something that we really try to do. If you look at our stats from the year, ours almost mimic theirs. Is we have all of our hitters getting between 2 and 2.5 kills per set, and the same thing as them. So there's nobody you can key on. There's nothing you can do, and that's really what they do so well compared to when we play Stanford or when we play Penn State. Stanford has Plummer, and they just set her all the time. We were able to slow her down a little bit when we played her last year, and she only hit like 178 against us, and we were able to slow down the whole team because we slowed her down. A lot like Cincinnati earlier tonight. When she struggled early in the set, they had some long matches. As soon as she got going, it sped things up. Against a team like Pitt, you can't do that. There's too many people. There's too many weapons. And if we're going to mold ourselves off of a team, that's the type of team we want to mold ourselves off of. So that's how they're different. You need to talk more.
Sorry.
And then as a coach, what do you think you've learned in the last 5 years?
What have I learned?
Like,
I learn so much all the time. I mean, what I learned about our team right now is that we're not that far away. We're not close to a top 10 team in the country right now, but we're not that far away. And that's why I told our team in the locker room, if we can get our stuff together and we can really work hard this spring, we have everybody except for these two coming back and adding some great people. We just need to get more efficient. We need to stop making so many mistakes, be more efficient. But we got a lot of great athletes on our team. And what I think the more we come here and the more we play against teams like this, the better off our team is because they realize, okay, this isn't that scary. Like, okay, they're doing things better than us, but they're not jumping over us. They don't hit harder than KJ hitting on the right side. They hit differently, and they're very efficient. So it lessens the awe segment of it the more you're in the arena with them. But beyond that, I learned that, and I hope these guys learn that these experiences are fleeting. I mean, every year at the end of the year, in that locker room, we're crying. Doesn't matter if we win or lose or whatever. It's an experience that you get 4 opportunities with each player. That's it. That's all we got. And they get those opportunities to do whatever they can to make a difference and to make their mark. And I mean, she's leaving our team as the highest hitting percentage in school history. Journey here came in as a setter and ended with her career with her last set going for a kill. I mean, those are good stories. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited they left with a 4th conference championship underneath them, and really just took our program another step forward. Journey has to say something. Journey, how did you
Closing
feel about today?
statement.
Let's see. I feel like in the second set, going back to your question, just because I might as well. The second set, I felt like we were more aggressive. And I think that we've had a lot of growth throughout the season. So I was really happy to see that. And I just think going forward, the mentality for my teammates is just going to grow. And I'm excited to see what they can do.